Hello students, welcome to Yourpedia platform. My name is Arun Pathania and today I welcome you to this video in which we are going to solve a question from this Yourpedia book which contains question from the NPTEL assignments in a systematic manner. So this question is going to be from the subject of RCC for the branch of civil engineering, and the question number is 26 and it is present on the page 129 of this particular book. So aspirants can even visit our website yourpedia.com and purchase these books for their respective branches from that website, and they can give a boost to their GATE preparation. So let us just start. So the question जो हम आज solve करने वाले हैं, that is about a doubly reinforced beam whose dimension has been given, and then the details of the tensile and compressive reinforcement has been given, and we have to find the moment capacity of this section as per limit state method, and we have to consider that both tensile and compressive steel has been yielded. Okay, so what we can do initially is that हम लोग इस section को draw कर सकते हैं. And then we can list out every detail, every piece of information that has been given in the question. We can list it out clearly. First we have given like what is the depth of overall depth of this beam, width of this beam, and then what is FCK, which is the grade of the concrete. Characteristic compressive strength of the concrete is about the grade of the concrete. So it is M20 has been given, so 20 Newton per millimeter square I have written, the grade of steel I have written, and then I have to find the effective depth of this beam also. Effective depth of a beam is basically the distance from its outermost compression fiber to its centroid of its tensile reinforcement. So as you can see in the figure, this is my outermost compression fiber and this is my tensile reinforcement. So this distance is basically my effective depth. This is my D. So how to find D? I have to subtract the effective cover from the total overall depth. Now effective cover is not given, clear cover is given to me, but I have to find the effective cover. Effective cover find करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? 25 plus half the diameter of your tensile reinforcement. So effective cover in tension is this plus 20 by 2, this becomes 35 millimeter. Let me also find the effective cover in compression also. So in case of compression, the effective cover is this 25 plus this is 12, so 12 by 2, so this becomes 31 millimeter. So what is effective depth? Effective depth के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? 330 minus effective cover in tension, that is 35 mm. So my effective depth comes out to be 295 millimeter. I also need to find the area of steel in tension and area of steel in compression, and that is found using this formula. So this comes out to be 1256 mm square and this comes out to be 226 millimeter square. Now moving on to next slide. So first thing is कि पहले आपको ये पता होना चाहिए, मैं बहुत देर से doubly reinforced beam बोल रहा हूँ, but do you know what is doubly reinforced beam? Doubly reinforced beam क्या होता है? Where the reinforcement is present on the tension side also and on the compression side also. Normally क्या होता है कि हम लोग क्या करते हैं, we have concrete with us. Now concrete has high compressive strength but its tensile strength is very low. So whenever it comes under bending, say in case of a concrete beam, what happens is कि below the neutral axis, if it is a simply supported concrete beam, so below the neutral axis there will be tension, there will be tensile bending stresses, and the concrete will fail at much lower stress level. So in order to prevent this, we provide steel reinforcement in that tension zone, so that now steel can take those stresses and our basically concrete is not failing in this case. So our whole whole beam is able to take the superimposed loads and bending moment. So for that we provide this steel or reinforcement in the tensile zone. That is called singly reinforced RCC beam or concrete beam. But now what is doubly reinforced, where we have provided the steel in tension as well as compression. अब क्वेश्चन ये उठता है कि what is the need of providing the steel in compression zone? जब टेंशन में प्रोवाइड करने से काम चल रहा है and it is weak in tension only, compression में तो our concrete is strong itself only, why do we need to provide steel in the compression zone? ये हमको करना पड़ता है because it has certain advantages. The biggest advantage is that कि when we have a singly reinforced beam, it can carry only a certain amount of moment. एक particular उसकी जो moment carrying capacity है, that is fixed for a given dimensions. अगर उसका मैं dimension fix कर दूं कि इतनी width है, इतना overall depth है और इतना grade of steel I am going to provide, then there is a limit कि वो मैक्सिमम कितना मोमेंट कैरी कर सकता है. वाई देयर इज अ लिमिट? क्योंकि जो मोमेंट कैरिंग कैपेसिटी है दैट विल डिपेंड अपॉन द वैल्यू ऑफ माई टेंसाइल स्टील, कि कितना एरिया ऑफ टेंसाइल स्टील आई एम प्रोवाइडिंग. नाउ द एरिया ऑफ टेंसाइल स्टील कैन नॉट बी ग्रेटर देन द limiting area of tensile steel. Now what is this limiting area of tensile steel? The area of tensile steel corresponding to the balanced section. अगर इससे ज्यादा मैं एरिया ऑफ टेंसाइल स्टील प्रोवाइड करवाता हूं, our section will become over reinforced. In case of over reinforced section, it will have brittle failure, it will have sudden failure, or this secondary compression failure, primary compression failure, sorry, over reinforced beam will have primary compression failure, and which I don't want. Sudden failure, brittle failure मुझे नहीं चाहिए, ठीक है. So over reinforced beam I never design, so I keep a limit on the value of this tensile steel, कि इससे ज़्यादा area of tensile steel मुझे provide नहीं कराना है for this particular beam of these dimensions. So if now I have limited the area of tensile steel, which means I have limited the amount of moment that this particular beam can carry. लेकिन suppose अगर इससे ज़्यादा मुझे मोमेंट जो है वो रेजिस्ट करवाना पड़ेगा, इससे ज्यादा मोमेंट इस बीम पे लग रहा हो, देन इन दैट केस क्या होगा? कैसे मैं अपनी बीम को बचा सकता हूं, कैसे मैं अपने सेक्शन को अंडर इन्फोर्स रखूं या बैलेंस रखूं एंड स्टिल इज एबल टू कैरी दिस ग्रेटर वैल्यू ऑफ मोमेंट. ओके, सो फॉर दैट हम रिसर्चर्स हैव डेवलप्ड डबली रिइंफोर्स्ड बीम्स. So doubly reinforced beams have more moment carrying capacity than singly reinforced beams. So होता क्या है कि हम क्या करते हैं कि हम उसके टेंशन जोन में we provide more steel. जितना बैलेंस के लिए रिक्वायर्ड है उससे भी ज्यादा स्टील प्रोवाइड कराएंगे. अब आप बोलेंगे अरे पर ये तो दिस सेक्शन बिकम over reinforced in this case. So in order to prevent over reinforced का मतलब क्या होता है कि now concrete will fail first and steel will fail steel will fail after some time. Okay, so concrete is failing first and concrete failure is brittle failure, so that is very sudden failure. We don't want that. So यहाँ पर क्या करेंगे हम लोग, we provide some steel in the compression zone also, so that this steel can take some stresses of the concrete, और अब concrete fail ना करे, स्टील फेल करे, या फिर कंक्रीट और स्टील एक साथ फेल करे. सो आइदर देयर इज अंडर इन्फोर्स्ड बिहेवियर और आइदर देयर इज बैलेंस्ड फेलियर. ओके, so that's why we provide some steel in the compression zone so that it can take some of the stresses from the concrete. और अब concrete जो है वो उतना ज़्यादा stressed नहीं है तो वो fail नहीं करेगा, या after steel वो fail करेगा. और हमने जो अपने tensile side पे जो steel provide करवाया है या ज़्यादा steel provide करवाया है, तो वो still हमारा section जो है that will not be considered as over reinforced, although the amount of steel in the tension zone is greater than the AST in a balanced section of a singly reinforced beam, but still our doubly reinforced beam will not be considered as over reinforced. Still ये जो है over reinforced consider नहीं किया जाएगा, क्योंकि क्या हो गया यहाँ पर कुछ इसको cater करने के लिए हमने थोड़ा सा corresponding steel जो है compression zone में डाल दिया है. Okay, so that's why it will have a more मोमेंट कैरिंग कैपेसिटी, क्योंकि AST बढ़ गया, विच मीन्स कि अब हमारा मोमेंट कैरिंग कैपेसिटी भी बढ़ जाएगा. इट हैज सम अदर एडवांटेजेस ऑल्सो. अदर एडवांटेज क्या है? बिकॉज ऑफ वी नो दैट द कॉन्क्रीट श्रिंक्स विद टाइम, विद एज कॉन्क्रीट श्रिंक्स. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इज इन केस ऑफ सिंगली रिइंफोर्स्ड बीम्स, the concrete which is present in the upper portion is not restrained by steel reinforcement, but the concrete which is present in the tensile zone is restrained by the steel over there, क्योंकि वहां पर reinforcement present है, तो it does not allow it to shrink accordingly or freely. So what happens is there is differential shrinkage. ऊपर वाला concrete will shrink more and the नीचे वाला concrete will not be able to shrink as much as the concrete in the upper zone. So there will be differential shrinkage. Because of this differential shrinkage, deflection आएगी and there will be some issues also. So those issues will be sorted out when we provide reinforcement in compression zone also, in tension zone also. So उसकी वजह से क्या होगा? Then it will be easier. Okay. Another thing is that such beams, doubly reinforced beams, have more stiffness. Now they will show less deflection under the superimposed loads. ठीक है? This is another benefit that we have. Last but not the least, the doubly reinforced beams will have more ductility, and these are very useful in case of stress reversal. Stress reversal, earthquake वगैरह आ गया, stress reversal हो गया, जहाँ tension लग रहा था वहाँ compression लगा, wherever is compression is working, tension is now working. So what happens is कि टेंशन जोन में आपने स्टील प्रोवाइड करवाया था, बट अब वो टेंशन जोन कंप्रेशन जोन बन गया है, और जो आपका कंप्रेशन जोन था वहां पे तो कोई स्टील नहीं है, और अब वो टेंशन जोन बन गया है, एंड देयर इज नो स्टील टू रेजिस्ट द टेंशन इन दैट जोन नाउ. सो व्हाट विल हैपन कि इट कंक्रीट विल फेल इन दैट पर्टिकुलर जोन, which would have been avoided. अगर डबली रिइंफोर्स्ड बनाया होता तो ये अवॉइड हो जाता, क्योंकि क्या होता जब हमारे पास जो स्ट्रेस रिवर्सल होता तो हमारे कंप्रेशन जोन में भी स्टील है. सो व्हेन दैट कंप्रेशन जोन विल बिकम द टेंशन जोन, दैट स्टील विल टेक सम ऑफ these stresses, tensile stresses, and our beam can still work, will not fail. Okay. So this is why we provide doubly reinforced beam. Now we should know how to analyze the doubly reinforced beam. अगर आपको क्वेश्चन आए doubly reinforced का, तो कैसे करके उसकी moment carrying capacity we can find. So this I have also shown in the next slide. What happen is, suppose this is your given doubly reinforced beam, जो कि हमें क्वेश्चन में दिया हुआ है, and we have been asked to find its moment carrying capacity. So how can we find? We have to break this composite section, this doubly reinforced section, into these components. First we have a singly reinforced beam. ठीक है, out of this we have taken out a singly reinforced beam in which the tensile reinforcement area is AST1, and I have taken a second beam where there is no concrete, only steel is there, because concrete तो सारा इस तरफ आ गया. In this case only steel is there, and this is my AST2, and the sum of AST1 and AST2 will be equal to AST, total tensile steel, in our doubly reinforced beam. Okay. And this is my compression steel that has been given. This is my effective cover for compressive in compression side, and this is my effective depth, as you can see. So ये दो components में I have broken this, and now I analyze the stress strain behavior of this also and that component also. So इस component में क्या होगा कि it will behave like a singly reinforced beam. Compression जो है वो total compression जो होगा, that will be the area of this particular stress figure, and this comes out to be 0.36 FCK XU into B, and tension जो होगा that will come out to be 0.87 F by AST1. This will be acting at a distance of 0.42 XU, and this will be acting from outermost fiber at a distance of D, effective depth. So what is lever arm? इन दोनों compression और tension के बीच में कितने distance से ये separate होंगी forces? These will be separated by a distance of D minus 0.42 XU. Okay, this is same thing that we did in case of singly reinforced. ये तो सब सेम ही है, ये थोड़ा सा नया है, this is something different. यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि this is creating some force and this is also generating some force. This is in compression, this in tension. अब tension में कितना force generate करेगा? 0.87 F by AST2. Okay, but this ये जो अब मैंने कंप्रेशन में स्टील प्रोवाइड करवाया है, इसके ऊपर एक तो फैक्टर ऑफ सेफ्टी नहीं लगेगा. वी डोंट हैव नीड टू डिवाइड इट बाय 1.15. ठीक है, तो इसमें 0.87 करने की जरूरत नहीं है. सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट नाउ दिस इज कैरिंग अ फोर्स ऑफ whatever is the area of this particular steel into stress in this compression steel. इस compression steel में कितना stress आ रहा होगा, and how do we find this stress? This beam will deflect, will develop some strain. जब ये bend करेगी कुछ strain इसमें आएगा, तो यहाँ पे outermost fiber में कितना strain होता है? outermost fiber में जब concrete fail करता है तो उसमें strain होना चाहिए 0.0035, ठीक है, वो उतना strain होना चाहिए 0.0035, और यहां पर भी कुछ स्ट्रेन आएगा 0.0035 से तो कम ही होगा, लेकिन कुछ वैल्यू होगी स्ट्रेन की. कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग टू दैट वैल्यू ऑफ स्ट्रेन some FSC, some stress will generate. That stress I have to take, and this term I also have to minus, क्योंकि क्या हो गया कि यहां पर जो है there is no concrete in this particular portion. यहां पर जो स्टील है, compression steel की जगह पे कोई concrete यहां नहीं present है, but in this case I assumed that it is complete beam. There is concrete present over here, so this I have to subtract because this concrete is now not present there to take some of the compressive force. तो वो जितनी compression force ले रहा था that needs to be subtracted, उसको हमें minus करना पड़ेगा. Okay, so this I subtracted from here. So this is the compressive force that this particular component is taking. This is the tensile force this component is taking, and the lever arm in this case ki this is acting at here. This is acting here and tension is acting here. So what is this distance? D minus D dash. Okay, so this is the lever arm in this case is D minus D dash. So for this first component we have this, and for second component we have this. So we have found the compressive forces that both the components are taking and the tensile forces that both the components are taking. नाउ फॉर एनालिसिस वी हैव टू फाइंड द वैल्यू ऑफ XU. XU की वैल्यू न्यूट्रल एक्सिस का डिस्टेंस हमको फाइंड आउट करना है. दिस न्यूट्रल एक्सिस डिस्टेंस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, so for that what do? We take total compression is equal to total tension. So what is my total compressive force? C1 plus C2, this plus this. Now FSC values will be the stress in steel. This stress in steel will be found by this method. Ki outermost compression fiber, this is my strain, and what will be the strain at the level of compression steel? Let's say X hai, and this X will be found from the similar angle triangle. Now then we'll go to the stress strain curve of the steel. Stress strain curve of the steel ये है. This is my actual stress strain curve. This is my designed stress strain curve. Design के लिए मैं उसको reduce करूँगा factor of safety से divide करके. From here, whatever the strain value that I have calculated from this, I'll put it over here, and from here I will get what will be the stress in the steel compression steel corresponding to that particular strain. So this value I have put. Now this value I'll put over here. ये जो वैल्यू होती है द स्ट्रेस इन कॉन्क्रीट, ये वैल्यू लगभग वहां पे हमारे पास स्ट्रेस कितना होता है एक्सट्रीम फाइबर पे, अप टू दिस लेवल, अप टू दिस, एज यू कैन सी इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस ये लेवल तक जो है, इतने डिस्टेंस तक ये वैल्यू कांस्टेंट हो जाती है. दिस वैल्यू 0.45 FCK ऑलमोस्ट. सो विल टेक इट एंड ये हम लोग इसको 0.45 FCK ही ले लेंगे. ठीक है, we take it equal to this only. So this much is our stress in concrete at the level of the steel. इसके around ही आएगा. Okay. So what we'll put, another thing, if in question it has been mentioned that your compression steel and the tensile steel has yielded, अगर ये चीज आपको specifically लिखी हुई है, then you need not to do this thing. ठीक है, आपको ये करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You can directly put FSC is equal to 0.87 of Fy because your compression steel has already yielded. अगर compression steel yielded है तो आप directly ये वाला formula put कर सकते हैं. आपको ये सब करने की जरूरत नहीं है. It makes your question much simpler, much easier. This has been given in our question और हमें stress strain curve वगैरह नहीं दिया हुआ है. So we will use this particular shortcut और हम यहाँ से चीजों को find out कर लेंगे. So यहाँ से क्या हुआ, we have total tensile force also, we have total compressive force that we calculated in previous slide. By equating C is equal to T, total compression is equal to tension, we can find the value of XU, neutral axis value from the outermost compression fiber we can find out. And after this value is found, I have to now compare the value of XU with XU limiting. XU limiting is fixed depending upon the grade of the steel and the dimension, effective depth of the beam. XU limiting value is fixed. By comparing these two values, I can find out whether my section is under reinforced, is balanced or over reinforced, and based on that I can find the moment carrying capacity of the section. अगर हमारे पास over reinforced आता है तो what I do is I take the XU is equal to XU limiting. If this comes out to be greater than this, I take this as equal to this only, ताकि जो मेरी moment carrying capacity आए, that comes equal to moment carrying capacity in a balanced section, in a limiting moment carrying capacity के बराबर है. It should not exceed that because moment carrying capacity उससे ज़्यादा consider we can't consider. Okay. So this is what we do. So for this particular section, this is basically my concept part. This is what I tell you ki this is the theory behind this subject, this particular question. Now I can use all these formulas, all these concepts ताकि मैं अपने numerical को solve कर सकूँ. ठीक है? So now coming on to the coming back to a question I have. So what in our question what we have to do is we have to find the value of XU. For that I equate the total compression force and the total tension force. In our case, the value of FCK is 20. The value of XU is something I need to find. The value of B is equal to 300. Area in compression steel 226. What is my FSC? It has been given that the tensile compression steel has been yielded. So I can directly put this into Fy, which is 415. And this is, I can put it around this. 0.5 FCK. ठीक है, उसके बाद है this will be equal to 0.87, Fy is equal to 415 and AST came out to be 1256. So ये बन जाएगा 2160 XU plus 79563.3 is equal to 0.87 into 515, 1250 6, it will become 453,478.8. From here I can find the value of XU मेरा आने वाला है 79563.3 divided by, so this is coming out to be 173.1 millimeter. अब XU की वैल्यू इतनी आ रही है. This is my step 1 has been completed. Now step 2 I have to find the XU limiting. Step 2 what I have to do, XU limiting I have to find. Now since the grade of steel is Fe415, so we know that key for this XU limiting by D comes out to be equal to 0.48. According to limit state design, this is the value of the XU limiting when I have used 415 grade of steel. So from here I can write this will come out to be 295 into 0.48. This will become 141.6 mm. So this is my limiting value of XU. और अगर मेरा जो XU है वो comes out to be greater than the limiting value of XU, then what I have to do, because इस केस में क्या है, since XU is greater than XU limiting, my section is over reinforced. मेरा सेक्शन ओवर रिइंफोर्स्ड आया है. इसका मतलब कि जितना उसको कंप्रेशन स्टील डालना चाहिए था उतना उसने कंप्रेशन स्टील डाला नहीं है. ठीक है, उतना कंप्रेशन स्टील डाला नहीं है. इसका मतलब कि अब क्या हुआ कि सम ऑफ द टेंसाइल स्टील इज नाउ वेस्टेड. वो वेस्ट हो गया, वो डालने का कोई नहीं, क्योंकि उसको करने के लिए, काउंटर करने के लिए some compression steel has to be provided. Now since compression steel is that much compression steel is not provided, so क्या हो गया कि कुछ tensile steel है that is now wasted and that will not increase my moment capacity. So my maximum moment capacity in this case will be equal to moment capacity जो कि balanced के केस में आना है. कहने का मतलब ये है कि अगर मैं थोड़ा कम टेंशन स्टील भी डालता तब भी उतना ही मोमेंट ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस होता, तब भी उतना ही मोमेंट कैरी कर पाता जितना कि अब इस केस में कर पा रहा है. ठीक है, बैलेंस भी मैं बनाता तब भी सेम चीज रहती. ठीक है, तो ओवर इन्फोर्स्ड वाले में क्या हुआ कि ओवर इन्फोर्स्ड ये आ गया, तो अब मुझे क्या लेना है, XU को XU लिमिटिंग ही लेना है व्हेन आई एम कैलकुलेटिंग दी व्हाइल कैलकुलेटिंग दी MOR. जब मुझे MOR निकालना है तो XU लिमिटिंग ही पुट करना है. सो नाउ व्हाट विल बी वैल्यू ऑफ माय MOR का वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगा, व्हाट विल बी माय फर्स्ट द कंप्रेशन इन फर्स्ट कंपोनेंट प्लस उसका लीवर आर्म, compression in second component plus उसका lever arm, and I have to multiply. So what is my compression in the first, that is 0.87 FY XUB. ठीक है, और lever arm कितना था, D minus 0.4 XU. This was my lever arm. Now the XU का वैल्यू कितना पुट करना है, हमें XU limiting पुट करना है, and XU limiting is 141.6. Don't put it 173. ठीक है, दिस विल बिकम, ये जो वैल्यू है बाकी ये बन जाएगी 141.6. व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ D, 295 माइनस 0.42 इंटू 141.6. ये हो गया, प्लस आई हैव टू टेक अनदर कंपोनेंट इज C2. C2 वाज ASC FSC माइनस FCC इंटू D माइनस D डैश. नाउ दिस वैल्यू हम लोगों ने ऑलरेडी कैलकुलेट किया था. दिस वैल्यू वाज इक्वल टू 79563. ठीक है, सो this value is 79563.3. this value is 295 and this value is 31. D dash is 31. So from here I can find out, this comes out to be, ठीक है, ये 235 हो गया और ये आ जाएगा किसके बराबर, this comes out to be 72037651.97. and this comes out to be 295 minus 31 into 79563.3, 21004711.2. अगर इसको मैं प्लस करूंगा, this will come out to be 93042363 plus 17 न्यूटन मिलीमीटर. बिकॉज हम लोगों ने जो सारी चीजें ली थी, फोर्सेस जो स्ट्रेसेस लिया था वो सारा न्यूटन था, न्यूटन मिलीमीटर स्क्वायर में था. इवन जो FCK था, FY था. सो या इसका जो यूनिट होगा दैट विल बी न्यूटन मिलीमीटर. बट जो क्वेश्चन में मुझे पूछा गया है दैट इज इन किलो न्यूटन मीटर. सो आई हैव टू डिवाइड इट बाय 10⁻⁶. ठीक है, तो ये बन जाएगा 1 2 3 4 5 6. दिस विल बी 93.042 किलो न्यूटन मीटर. This is almost equal to this. So now I can see कि which alternative जो है that is suitable for this. it is about 93. So from here you can see the option that is given is 93.55. My answer is very much closer to this value. My answer is 93.4 something. So I'll take this option B is the correct. So in this way हम लोग जो है doubly reinforced का doubly reinforced अगर आपको already एक section दिया है उसका moment carrying capacity we have to find, this is the way of finding. यहां से आपको पता लगता है कि ASC का जो वैल्यू है इसका मोमेंट कैरिंग कैपेसिटी इससे भी ज्यादा हो सकता था. कैसे? अगर मैं जो है वो ASC थोड़ा सा और ज्यादा होता, इफ द वैल्यू ऑफ ASC थोड़ी सी और ज्यादा होती, मेरा XU जो था वो मैं बैलेंस्ड वाले केस में, मतलब इस केस में जो मैक्सिमम ये कैरी कर सकता है वो तो इतना ही है. इसका मुझे डायमेंशन बढ़ाने से वो होना पड़ना था. AST की वैल्यू को कम किया जा सकता था. वी कुड रिड्यूस द वैल्यू ऑफ AST बट और इसमें कुछ नहीं किया जा सकता था. ओके